Welcome, everyone. Once again, this is Naomi DePena from Hope to Courage. I am so excited to be joined today with Samia Santos from Creative for More. And as always, she is with me here as we get to know and get to dig deep into all of the collaborators for these 21 days of gratitude. We're so excited to have today. Samia, you want to tell us who's joining us today?
Hi, guys. We have Tim, the Sackman. I am loving that name. Hello, Tim.
Hello. Thank you
Tim,
so
what
much
is
for
it?
having me.
Yes, thank you so much for saying yes. Tim, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yes, absolutely. My name is Tim Manthe. Some people call me the Sack Man because I was able to overcome clinical depression by a daily training routine on a punching bag. So
Love it.
literally hitting the sack is what saved my life.
That's
And
amazing.
now that I've been moving forwards in life, I've overcome a few things like suicidal ideation, debilitation from depression. I've been staying consistent with my routine, and I've been sharing my self-care routine with others virtually online every single day. And it has been 860 days of consecutive training for me. And I have students out there. Thank you so much. I have students out there who have been over 450 days, over 550 days of consecutive training. And every day we take a small step forwards. And I'm able to share a lot of different tools that help me and are helping others.
I love it. Honestly, from a depression and anxiety warrior, deep in my heart, I'm just saying thank you. Thank you, because I truly do understand. And this is something that I do every single day. It is part of my practice. It is part of what I do. It is part of my treatment to be able to work out every day, and just what it does for your body and your mind. It is just not just healing, it is transforming. So, can you talk a little bit more how doing this practice really saved your life?
Absolutely. So the movement aspect, like you said, that movement is healing, is transforming. The movement aspect was something that was missing from my self-care routine. When I was in the decline, I was in therapy, I was on medication, and I was continuing to decline mentally. And it got to a point where I knew I had to do something for myself. So I bought a punching bag simply because I was frustrated and I wanted an outlet and something to get that frustration out. And I had no idea what I was about to stumble upon was something called somatic healing. And it's a way to actually process trauma and stress that is stored in your body physically, and physically express it and release it so that you can process it and learn and grow from it. And so that's what started happening to me. I started a daily routine. It wasn't a daily routine to begin with. I started a routine of hitting that heavy bag, and I noticed immediately the first time that I hit it, I felt a tremendous weight come off my shoulders, and
Mm.
it was something that I couldn't. I try not to get emotional.
Okay.
I,
It's
I,
okay.
because it's still like I do it every day, and it's still very powerful in my life. It's powerful in other people's lives, and it was something that I didn't know until I tried it, how powerful it was going to be. I didn't. There was no way for me to know until I experienced it.
Hmm.
But the first time that I hit that bag, I felt that weight come off my shoulders, and it was something I couldn't get out through talk therapy, and it's something I couldn't deal with through medication or those other things. So it started to transform my life, and it actually helped me transition out of therapy with a green light from my doctors, off of medication, again with a green light from my doctors. And before I knew it, my suicidal ideation had stopped, and I had been able to recognize that every single day I get up and train, I am literally factually overcoming debilitation, because I am not debilitated today. I got up, I fought forwards today. And so I became obsessed with healing myself and making this even more effective. So I started to break it down into sections and learn more about why this works and how I could enhance it. So kind of the difference between what I'm doing and what you would find in a normal fitness program or a normal martial arts training program is that my focus is mental health. So I've taken other mental health tools, I combine them in with training, and I've removed some of the negative or the cons that you would find in traditional, possibly competition settings or more extreme settings where you wind up switching mental health as a priority off and putting competition or championship ahead of that. So I've removed those cons, and it's very streamlined for mental health. And I could talk forever about it. So ladies, feel free to.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, because I think one of the things that I love that you mentioned is I learned to recognize. Because I think, that's the first step for us to identify who we are,
Recognition.
where we are. And because depression sneaks up on you. It's a process. You don't just wake up one day. It's a combination of things that creates this. So what we are aiming at doing during these 21 days of gratitude is providing this toolkit where people can understand there are all of these resources out there, and this combination of habits can help. So I love what you're doing, because you're doing it on a virtual platform. Can you talk a little bit about what you're doing online? I know you mentioned 860 days of training, but what I think people need to know is that you're making this available on an online platform for people to train with you at absolutely no cost. Tell us about what you do.
Absolutely. So what I'm doing essentially is sharing my self-care routine with the world for free every day at exactly the same time. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram Live. And then if they do miss the live show, there is a replay saved onto YouTube at Sack Life Daily on YouTube. So if you'd like to take the class anonymously, if you'd like to do it at your own discretion, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is show up for yourself, get up on your feet, have enough room to punch the air in front of you, and you can make progress every single day. So what I'm sharing on the live show is actually a combination of shadow boxing technique, which I'm sure you're familiar of being in martial arts. And we mix in some other things like visualization, positive thought framework, directional focus. We mix in meditation, some breath work, and a few other tools that we actually start the program with. So the first tool that we start the program with, which is why this is so perfect, is that tool of gratitude. And that powerful gratitude tool has had a tremendous impact in a lot of people's lives, mine included. And even studies have shown that simply asking yourself the question of what do I have to be grateful for today can have a positive impact on the mind. That means you don't have to find the answer. You don't have to have the answers. All you have to do is ask yourself the question so that you can start training yourself to find those answers. And the more consistent you stay with it, the more regular you stay with that gratitude tool, the more powerful it can become, and the easier it becomes to find things to be grateful for. And I've been grateful for the past 860 days.
That is fascinating, amazing. I love that. And now, Tim, for people that are wanting to try your classes but are concerned that maybe they don't have equipment at home, what equipment do they need for class?
Absolutely nothing. All you need is enough room, like I said, to stand up and punch the air in front of you. And even on occasion, we will do adaptive classes, which means even if you cannot stand, if you're in a handy, capable position, you can still work with what you have and find ways to move forwards and make progress. And we're all growing forwards together every step at a time in a way that works for us as individuals.
Love it, love it. And you know what I like about this? You're saying that it's shadow boxing. You don't really need anything. I've seen studies on how in Europe, one of the very first things that doctors prescribe whenever you're battling mental health is A, check your nutrition, and B, exercise. They don't even go for medication the very first thing. It's the exercise. What are you doing to have that dopamine and the serotonin and the, endorphins flowing into your mind and to be able to focus and do all of these great things. And in a season where we're all experiencing different things, I think this is such a great tool, not only for us to be able to do, but to be able to do as a family and to be able to invite the kids. I work out with my girls all the time, and I cannot tell you how not just connecting it is for us as a family, but also healing. So can you tell us a little bit more about that and how your workouts are able to include different ages, perhaps?
Yes, absolutely. So like I said, I've been going now for 860 days consecutively. So we have made progress over this time. The program has kind of transformed along with my students. So at the point that we're at now, Wednesdays and Sundays are geared towards beginners, very beginner friendly. They're low intensity days, so it's not even a high intensity workout that you're going to get. It's just going to combine that movement along with some other tools that you can use to benefit you to build yourself up. totally accessible for all age groups. There are no restrictions. There's no exclusivity in what we're doing. And I try to make it as accessible as possible. On those days that aren't Wednesdays and Sundays, it's a little bit more of a higher intensity class. And at this point, we're combining all the different striking patterns that we've learned over the last 860 days into our shadowboxing routine. But I start every single show with a technical breakdown of one or two movements. And that way it gives everybody something that they can tune into. So if they'd like to catch up to where we're at now, they can go back and check out our IGTV page. And there's over 400 episodes of training there they could take at their own discretion. There's over 300 episodes on Sack Life Daily, which they can take whenever they'd like and kind of catch up to where we are at in our skill level if they're coming in with zero experience. But if they already have some martial arts background in any striking martial art whatsoever, they can pick up right where we're at and kind of tune into the show where it is. And we do that technical breakdown in the beginning, like I said, to give people one or two tools that they can work on, even if they're not able to follow along with the way that the rest of the class is training.
And just to clarify, those Sundays and Wednesdays is also at 6 o'clock.
Yes, every day at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
We'll connect to all of your social media. We'll post that on our Hope to Courage so people are able to connect and see your classes as well. Now, Tim, I want to address your background. You are sitting in a very particular place. Can you tell us about where you are right now?
Yes, absolutely. I'm inside the Beat Depression bus. So the first step. Thank you so much.
Beat Depression bus. Tell us about that project.
Yes. The first step of this movement, this self-care that I've been sharing with the world, was to get people out of their beds, on their feet, and moving, right? Get them up, get them fighting for themselves, show them what they can do for themselves, how they can benefit themselves. And now the next step is to get them to that same physical tool that I had that life-changing experience with, that punching bag, that heavy bag. And that's why the Beat Depression bus was created. And I'd like to show you guys, if you hang with me, to take a quick trip outside.
You're currently traveling the country on this bus.
Absolutely.
With a punching bag, just beating depression, encouraging people to. This is amazing. What a great project.
I love it.
There it is. It's a 77 Volkswagen bus, and it's got a one-of-a-kind custom-made arm that hangs this heavy bag on the side of it. And I travel all over the country. I train anybody who is diagnosed with depression or anxiety for free on this bag so that they can feel that somatic release that I felt, and I can share that tool with the world. This is what has saved my life, and I just want it to get into the hands of the people who need it so that they can be empowered to save their lives.
Why am I crying?
This is an incredible project, and I am so proud of what you're doing. Tim, thank you so much for sharing your gift and your journey. And I honor that journey that has brought you to this purpose, because so many people are being impacted by what you're doing. Now, if people wanted to reach you, once again, can you remind us your social media, where they can connect with you? We're also going to post it on the notes for this show.
Yes, absolutely. So everything that I do, I keep in touch with my students, and we broadcast live on Instagram at Sack Life Official. And you can also find out more and book classes on the Beat Depression bus through our website at sacklifeofficial.com.
Love it.
And those are the main two contacts. We also have TikTok and other social medias, but I'm active every day at 6 o'clock on Instagram at Sack Life Official.
Thank you so much for saying yes to the 21 Days of Gratitude. We are so excited to connect with your classes. Everyone, show them some love. We'll see your social media, and make sure that if you see the Beat Depression bus, just show them some love, welcome them, host them, and support this amazing project. Once again, thank you, Tim. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.